At ngayon naman makakapanayam natin ngayon sa studio ang champions naman ng UAAP Season 79 football tournaments. Andito ang men's champions, ang Ateneo Blue Eagles with the program head Bob Manolo and players Carl Liay and Harvey Cayoso. At ang women's champions sa De La Salle Lady Archers with none other than the Coach Hans Smith, smile naman Coach Hans, and players Dimple Tejada and Sara Castaneda. First of all, congratulations guys, Ateneo and La Salle. What impressive seasons you've had. I'll start with the ladies first. This team, Coach Hans, has gone through something phenomenal this past 2 seasons. Last year was a heartbreak. We know that, how disappointing it was for you guys. How did you turn things around for this team after losing to UP in the finals?
Well, I just changed my program.
Okay.
I put more emphasis on finishing.
Okay.
And more on passing, so for possession ball.
Sorry, from the top, how did you change things around for them?
I just changed my training program for the whole year. I focused more on finishing and on possession ball play.
Okay.
And almost for every week or every 2 weeks, I would remind them about what happened last year, and that's not going to happen again.
Okay.
Well, of course, I mean, they've been brainwashed to go for more than 6 months on saying that. But I give it all to the girls.
Okay.
They were very receptive. They no complaints on everything, considering that I never had a complete team for this year, and I had a lot of injuries.
Okay.
Now I can say that I had 6 or 7 injured players when we played last Sunday.
What? 6?
If you see Sarah now,
I can see that, yeah.
Sarah, when she came back from Tajikistan, already had a fracture.
Yeah, she was wearing that. I remember that. The cast already, yeah.
And we talked. She will not take it that she will not play in the finals. So we played the whole time. She played the whole time with a broken hand, broken forearm, and she lasted. And she did what she did. I mean, she did the same score like she did against Bahrain. So she did the winning goal. And that's why I said I'm giving it all to them.
Amazing.
These are all warriors right now.
Amazing.
They're all Sheenas.
Let's talk to some of the warriors. Sarah, tell us about how this season came about. I remember last season, undefeated din kayo, di ba, going to the finals. So throughout the wins this season, was that in the back of your minds na ayaw niyong maulit yung nangyari in the finals as well?
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. I mean, last season against UP for the finals, going against UP in the finals, the games before that, I think most of our games we tied. So it wasn't like we were fully prepared for the finals compared to this year where we actually won the games before the finals. So that was good for us.
Right.
Yeah.
The final, Dimple, was something else. Tumabla pa. The 73rd minute. Talk about the composure and the character that the team had within those last 17 minutes to pull it through and still win it, even though tumabla ang USC at that point.
Nung nag-goal kasi sila, parang nagulat kami na dapat hindi na mag-extend. Kasi syempre, mas mahihirapan kami. Tapos parang naka-goal na si Sarah, the second goal niya. Parang syempre nabuhayin kami lahat na kaya, na sa amin na yung season na to. Hindi na namin pwedeng pabayaan yung goal. Kailangan ma-secure na namin na dapat hindi na din makahawak ng ball si Ina.
And that's exactly what happened. Coach Hans, tell us what you were barking from the sidelines. You've been through numerous wars. You've been through similar situations. But considering the heartbreak you had last year, was it playing in your head what was going through at those final minutes that you had to remind them to stay composed?
Well, definitely, yeah. It all flashed back, it had flashes in front of me while even I was standing on the sidelines. But I didn't fret at all, and not to be mayabang or whatever. I was just that confident enough to know that my girls, I knew the 7th minute, after USD scored, I looked at my watch right away. I said, oh,
you had enough time.
Time was running short, but there was enough time.
Yeah.
And the way the game was going on, I think we had more legs than the USD girls, no?
Okay.
But, I give to the USD girls. They gave us a real good fight. I mean, they played really surprisingly after only having a 2-day rest, actually, after their playoff, their knockout against Ateneo.
That's right, yeah.
And they did give us a big fight. But I think the DLSU girls were more ready than ever. Because I think, like I've been saying ever since, that the girls will always think about that nightmare of a finals game last year. And I don't think they wanted they wanted to happen again. And I had some graduating students there in the first 11 on the field. I don't think they would like to leave LaSalle again losing. So I just gave them a little bit more motivation for them, for the graduating players, that, you know, it's your time.
Absolutely. Well, similarly, okay, let's shift over now to the Ateneo side. You guys also lost to UP last year. Talk about that, Sir Bob. Talk about how the team took that painful loss as well, and how did that become motivation for this season 79?
Actually, last year was really, what do you call it, an experience for the team that will give them more motivation to fight for this season. Because prior to that year, the team also went to the Final Four and unfortunately didn't make it again to the finals 2 years ago. So the big factor there is, I think the motivation there is bounce back. So I told the coaches, Coach JP Merida, okay, just do your job, let the boys feel the tournament and take one game at a time. So until we reach the final. So pressure-wise, I mean, just we gave the coaches and the players just enjoy the tournament.
Carlo, for you as the veteran on the team, what was it like leading the squad this season, considering things that you learned last year? And ang dami nyo nang pinagdaanan. From the championship year you had, was it 3 years ago already?
Yes.
Trying to get back to that level.
I guess I remember the interview right after the final last year. I told the media that it was a necessary loss, that the team will learn from that loss. But then, rather than focusing on the hate of losing, I guess the key element this year was the love for winning. So this team really loved winning, and I think we proved it throughout the season. So we focused on that mentality, and leading the team was relatively easy because they were all leaders on the field. So my job was more on off the field. So reminding the boys to stay focused, to stay disciplined, and humble in training. So keep working hard.
Awesome. Now for Harvey naman, you've had an incredible jump from last year. You were good last year, and I don't know how many people expect you to be this good this year. But talk about your journey this year, and you know, the stats will be there, the goals will be there, but we know that behind that, it's a whole team effort that helps you do what you do. Talk about how the whole team helped you perform the way you did this year.
Definitely, it's a team effort, and we all deserve the same credit, the same amount of credit. Coming from my season last year, I wanted to improve on giving more opportunities for my teammates to also score and to show that the team does not just depend on one person, and anybody put on the pitch can go against the top teams in the UAAP. And I believe I've adjusted my game in that certain way that I was able to help and assist in a lot of the goals this year.
Have you gotten over the pressure and the hype on you from your parents or grandparents, that there's so much more attention on you, and you just let the game speak?
From his mom.
Definitely.
Special mention.
Hello, Mom. I don't really think about it anymore. Last year, I've dealt with a lot of the pressure coming in and showing the world, or showing at least everybody what I'm capable of playing. And this year, I just don't really think about it anymore.
So the game came naturally to you more this year?
My mind was more focused on developing my game with my team rather than thinking about all the pressure.
Carlo, in that final, of course, going against FEU, ang dami rin graduating seniors sa kabila. So both of you didn't want to lose and go out as a loser. What is that like? What is that? And you battled against these guys for your whole career. And this is an incredible bunch of guys from FEU as well on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, being on the field against sila Paulo Bugas and the rest of the FU squad, it meant a lot actually, since I was the only one graduating from Ateneo, and there were a bunch of players graduating. But then I wanted to make to leave a legacy at least to my last year. I promised myself to give my everything in that game. And so I did, and I'm glad it turned out well for me. But then they gave a good fight also, and you saw their hearts also it was there. So it feels great that at the end I was the one happier, I guess.
Ganun ang sport. Someone's got to win, someone's got to lose. Congrats to you on that. Okay, let's go back, Coach Hans. You had a graduating player, your goalkeeper, Pinagol mo pa sa dulo. Tell us about that. She took the last penalty, si Ina.
It was just like the book was written.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, and by the way, the date, no? Exactly,
Yes, exactly.
7 years
7.
from the last one. May 7, 2010 was the last one.
May 7 was the 7th, was really on the end of the 7th year.
Yeah.
We already discussed this with Ina a long time ago, because she already told me before, and she reminded me in the last week of training. So she told me, Coach, I want to score for the LSU before I graduate.
Wow, okay.
And then on Friday, at the end of the session, I had them do penalty kicks.
Okay.
And of course, all my keepers, the 3 keepers actually shot against each other too.
Okay.
And Ina was more of the consistent. Sarai is really my designated PK kicker. But, at the euphoria was happening, because I knew about the penalty, whether it was a good shot or not, we had it already in the bag.
But still, that's your goalkeeper.
Yes,
She had to run back if she was going to miss.
that's how confident I am.
Okay.
I was very confident. Not again, I'm not saying
Yeah.
yabang, because other people start talking again.
That's all right. We all love you. Whatever.
No. I really don't care what they say. Anyway, what I'm saying is, Ina used to play as a striker in her
okay.
younger days.
Okay.
She's got a kick. And like I said, during this practice session when we did the PKs, she was one more of the consistent kickers.
Okay.
Then
So
we
you
were
saw it
fooling
in her,
around
yeah.
after the practice. He said, Coach, please, man, let me score.
Kung may penalty opportunity. Yeah.
And Sarah here, like I said earlier, she's my designated
Yeah, so
kicker.
pinaalam niya kay Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Said if there's a penalty kick.
Okay.
If it's a penalty kick. And then
If it's a penalty kick, yeah.
And then during the handball, I just looked straight at Sarah, and then all my girls, and I heard it also from the bench, from the back, Coach Ina, Coach Ina, Coach
Wow,
Ina.
okay.
They just snapped. I said, yeah, I have to give this to her.
You gotta
It's also a
give her.
tribute to her and to the graduating students.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it's a storybook that was just written
Yep.
for it. So I just went ahead. I said, go and take it. And you can see how composed she was, because right after the referee blew his whistle, I counted. She waited for 10 seconds before she took the kick.
Okay.
And that gives the other keeper, that gives the keeper, a little bit more nervousness.
I can imagine.
And
yeah.
she kicked it exactly the same spot that she did during
During
training.
practices, ang galing.
During the practice.
Awesome.
And I had to give it to her. And she worked really hard for the whole year. She and my other co-captain, Mary Ledesma, they kept the team together away from where I was.
Okay.
I mean, like my captain was on my links, no? So things that I cannot tell the girls directly, I let them take care of it.
Galing.
That's just like I have a new set of how many daughters now, which luckily and fortunately, it's not true.
All right.
It's not going to happen. So
Okay. So where do you see this team? You got some seniors graduating. How do you see your team next year?
some, just 8.
8? Okay, I didn't count 8. Oh my God.
From the first 11, Ina, Mariel, Tony, Angge. That's just 4 defenders.
Ouch. Okay.
And then in midfield, I have Dea, Nicole, and
So in essence,
Was that
this was the year you had to win it. I mean, the chances of winning it next year with that depleted lineup would be much higher.
one, I have convinced her to stay along one more
Okay,
year.
all right.
Besides, her parents are both LaSalle Sobel graduates. That was used to be my player, so they had no choice but to agree with me. Then I've got Sarah's sister coming in, who was also with her in Tajikistan.
Right.
I've got 2 girls from actually supposed to be 4, but one is going to Ateneo.
Okay.
Lucky Ateneo.
Bob got one.
Coach Bob is going to be happy with her there. But if she scores against LaSalle, that's the end of her career. Anyway, joke. And then I still have other coming in, and I just like to tell Bob, wait for the next 2 years, you'll be surprised.
Yeah, and so as
the women's
always,
team.
LaSalle will be competitive. And to wrap this up, you guys, Coach Bob, there's talk already of a possible dynasty because it's such a young team. Carlos only graduating one. Harvey's doing phenomenal. And the other great young players as well that put this team together. How excited are you for the future of Ateneo football?
Actually, the coaching staff and I are really pressured right now because
May
it's
pressure, yeah.
difficult, to maintain a champion team.
Yeah.
Because every team will be ganging up on us.
For sure,
And,
yeah.
Of course, administration-wise and
fans and alumni, yeah.
So pressure is so high, so we need to prepare properly. So our preparation will start maybe this coming June already.
Simula na kagad.
Yeah, so you know.
Wow. All of that, comprehensive
Yes.
preparation.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. So of course I've been involving of not only my coaches, players, but also admin and some alumni
Right,
people to help and make this team more cohesive and more competitive in the next maybe 3 or 4 more years.
All right. Well, obviously, it's such a comprehensive and holistic program, both of your programs. So congratulations. All of you very well run, very competitive, very entertaining. But congratulations. Enjoy it, guys. And Carlo, great career.
Hi guys, keep watching The Score for the latest sports updates and don't forget to subscribe to the ABS-CBN Sports in Action YouTube channel.